Hello, Ticket Subs fans, and welcome to our Downsizing review.
This film was directed by Alexander Payne and stars an all-star cast.
Hey, Joey, maybe we should get big just for this review.
Let's do the cellular.
We're gonna do the reverse. Let's do that.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
All right, hello, Ticket Subs fans. We just saw the film Downsizing. As stated, this film is directed by Alexander Payne and has an all-star cast. Right from the get-go, what were your first initial thoughts about this film, Alex?
It's weird because I didn't really know what to think this film was about. You know, you see the trailer and it's about like them getting small, and it's got Jason Sudeikis in it, and it's got Kristen Stewart in it, and you think it might be like a comedy. It could be like a sci-fi thing. I thought it was a weird trailer where it like might have been like a horror thing it turned into. But I didn't know, and I walked in this movie and I walked out pretty happy about what they did with it. I was satisfied.
It is definitely a unique concept. It is very innovative and creative film plot, and they definitely take some very interesting directions with it. On the one side, it's on the first half of the film is definitely different than the second half of the film, but it's definitely not a negative. It definitely kind of correlates. You see one perspective of the I think it's cool how it ties in real world implications to this. Because I mean, it is at first you're like, okay, it's kind of like a sci-fi kind of concept, but really they tie it in,
and it starts off kind of goofy, and like it's like a novelty, and they do a really good job of like getting that novelty like stuff out of the way. Like he this is in the trailer, he brings the giant rose, and they're doing stuff like, you know, pouring giant glasses of things, and it's like they have fun with it, but then they do kind of take it into like almost like a serious kind of dramatic type of movie, and I enjoyed it. It was really heartfelt, kind of.
Yeah, huge shout out to Hong Chau. She did a fantastic job in the role.
She absolutely stole the show. The woman who plays the Vietnamese traveler, I won't spoil like what her story is because I think it's a good one, and it's kind of unexpected, and you don't see it in the trailer at all, but she was awesome. And I don't know, I was just smiling the whole movie. It was just like it was so realistic. There was like some dark parts, but like realistic dark park stuff that would actually happen, and they really thought out like what would happen if they downsized people.
Yeah, totally. And I like what you said about the feeling you had. It was just a quirky, but in all the best ways.
Yeah, I had no issues with it.
I guess the only issue I could think of is if you're a huge Neil Patrick Harris fan or a huge Laura Dern fan, if you saw the trailer, you're like, oh my, they're gonna be, or even Jason Sudeikis, he's really not in it that much. Yep. But yeah, they're those. I mean, it's I think it's cool necessarily in the fact, I guess, like I was gonna say, like getting all these big name actors that kind of be in the beginning kind of correlates with how it's like how they kind of start out as like the helps like a big thing in the beginning. Right. So maybe that's why they did that. But I mean, there's still some big name actors in the second half.
It's to sell the movie, and I think Laura Dern and Neil Patrick Harris did have a really funny part. Yeah. And they did steal the show in that like one.
Yeah. So if there's gonna be any bit part, it'd be that. That was great.
Yeah, Christoph Waltz is absolutely amazing as always. He's just such a great side character, and he explains things so well, and he's quirky, and he's got this weird, quirky, and like fun European friend, and they kind of go on voyages together, and they've got cool stories for it, and I don't know, it's just a great. I liked it a lot. Yeah. I don't know, and it's got a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes. But Joey, since they're 0.06238% of their body mass in this movie, wouldn't 55%, if you do the math, in small, your small,
the calculations
your small
are being
equivalent
done for real,
would be 862% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's a bit higher.
I'd say that's pretty good. Would you convert to make your movie better?
Is this?
I think I would. So the directors need to downsize it.
Alex, if you were downsized in this world, and the first you could see that your first food is like a human size, what food would you want to see first?
I would swim around in a Portillo's chocolate cake.
Oh, Portillo's. Oh, that's always a great choice.
How about you?
I don't know. I've always wanted to sleep on a cinnamon roll.
That would be amazing.
Or a soft pretzel.
Yes.
Yeah, out of the oven. I don't know why.
That would be awesome. Slide down a Twizzlers.
But anyways, like I think the biggest part of this film is just the concept. It's so unique, and I think there's just so many directions you could go with it. And so
we definitely talked about how this would be a really interesting book series.
Totally.
Or just book in general. Because they do explore so many different avenues. You know, you've got like the original colony of the people who downsize, and you've got the leisure land where they live in the U.S., and then you've got the side characters to that. And I think it would be I'm not saying that should make another movie of this because obviously it's not doing super well critically, but I definitely am interested in like how they explore the rest of this world.
Totally, it is definitely you'll be thinking after this, and definitely it's very quirky and different
And
film. Heartfelt, very heartfelt. More heartfelt, like you said, more heartfelt than I was expecting.
I felt warm.
Yeah.
The one criticism that I do have about this movie, though, is that Matt Damon did not have an assertive bone in his body in this movie. Stuff just happens to him like the entire time. He's just like, well, I just want to help people
He kind
out.
of says it. He's like,
and they kind of do make fun of that to their credit at the end. Christoph Waltz goes, nothing goes right for this guy. But I don't know. It would have been cool to have him do something cool, but.
And there are kind of tying in with that. I guess this really doesn't tie in with that because it's totally different kind of criticism. But there are, I don't want to spoil it. If you've seen the trailer, so if you haven't seen the trailer, just you can stop now, I guess. But there you do see scenes of them like on a boat in the middle of like a river, and I mean, it's if a fish or something, it's.
Oh yeah, they would have got smacked up real good.
You think like
those Illinois
there's just so many
river carp. Yeah, and just like they did think out a lot of stuff really well, and it was cool to see what they did with that. But then there was like other stuff, like if you were on a boat, if you were on like a fjord, is that what it's called? With your little boat, wouldn't it be like rocking like crazy with the tiny little waves or something? So it'll be really interesting. We talked about to go down the Reddit column and talk about and see like all the theories of what would change differently.
Yeah.
Because not everything correlates.
But
think of how many zoos Matt Damon could buy, though.
Oh yeah, if he could, maybe he'll shrink them, the zoos.
He probably will.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We're glad we get to do another in-person review together. It's always an honor, always awesome.
Honey, I Shrunk Matt Damon. What a film.
I'm trying to think of another pun. I can't think of anything. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and may the Force be with you, because Star Wars just came out too. Bye-bye.